Hello, I hope we are all doing well. Today we'll learn how to use the lie calculator. The lie calculator is just a tool that helps to make formulating cold processed soap recipe easier. All you have to do is to enter the total weight of oils you want to use, specify the type of oils you are using, and it will calculate it and give you the total amount of lye you should use and then the total amount of oil water you should use. So we have soapcalc.net, we have soapmakingfriend.com, and some other ones. So just go to the web browser on your phone. I'm using Google Chrome, what I just circled. So just click on it and then you enter. We'll use soapmakingfriend.com because it's easier to use. Soapmakingfriend.com. So it's loaded now. You can actually register for it with your email and your name. You can decide not to register. You can still use it without registering. And because I registered for it, that is why the J is showing over there. You can decide not to register for it. All right. So I'll take us through step by step and then we create a sample recipe. So you see where the new recipe is, what I just circled. You enter the name of your soap over there. So the sample recipe we are going to prepare is honey and oatmeal soap. Honey and oatmeal soap. Okay. So the date is already there. And then we come to number 1. So they are asking if, number 1 here, if your soap is liquid or solid. So if the recipe you are creating is for a liquid or solid soap. So we are going to make a solid soap, that is a bar soap. So we'll take the solid soap. It has already been ticked over there. And we'll be using sodium hydroxide. Okay. Then we come to number 2. Select recipe unit of measure. So percentage has been ticked already, so we will maintain the percentage. Then the total grams of, the oils total. That is the total gram. They've written 500, they will change it to 250 grams because we want to make it in very smaller batches. So you enter 250 and you know the grams is already here. So you just leave it as it is. Then we come to number 3. Amount of liquid in recipe. Now we will use a 2:1 ratio. This one 2:1. We'll leave it at 2:1. What that means is 2 parts of water to 1 part of lye. Yeah, so we'll leave it as it is. Then we come to number 4. Super fat. Now super fat simply is the excess oil that is left after saponification, after the oils and the lye mixed together to form a soap. the excess oil that is left behind to keep your hand moisturized is what we call the super fat, and the recommended usage rate is 5%. That is when you are mixing different types of oil like nourishing oils, lathering oils, moisturizing oils, and all that. It's recommended that you leave it at 5%. But then if you are using something like 100% coconut oil or 100% palm kernel oil, you can increase the super fat to like 25%, because the coconut oil or the palm kernel oil has a very high cleansing rate, and so it can be drying on the skin. So when you increase the super fat rate, it makes it more moisturizing. All right, then let's come to number 5. Fat oils, fats, and wax. So here we have a list of all oils that you can use for soap making. They've all been listed over here. So you just type what you are looking for here, search for oils, just type it there and enter the oils you are going to use. So this particular recipe, we are going to use a mixture of 4 oils. So I'll enter the first one, sunflower oil. So the sunflower oil is here. So I'm going to select it, and then it will bring me down for me to enter the percentage I am using. Here, it will bring me down. So I'm going to enter the percentage of sunflower oil I want to use over here. So I want to use 20% of sunflower oil. So I enter 20% over there. So it will immediately convert it to grams for you over here. All right. Then we go back to select oils, and then we enter the second oil. So the second oil I will enter is palm kernel oil. So I'll select it, then it comes down. I'm going to enter the percentage, 20%. So I'll go back in and enter the third oil, coconut oil. So the coconut oil, you know that we have 2 types of the coconut oil, the one in the solid form and then the one in the liquid form, even though they are all hard oils. So you select the first one, 76 degree, you select that one, and then you enter the percentage. So this one I'm using 10% of coconut oil. Then I'll go back and enter the last one, which is shea butter. So I'll select the shea butter, and then I'll enter the percentage, which is 50%. So you see, you should make sure the total of your oil is up to 100%. When it's up to 100%, then you get, and because we entered 250 grams from the beginning, that is why they have the calculator has shared the oil such that we get a total of 250 grams. All right, I hope you understand to that point. Now we come to the custom additives, that is number 6. So there are other options over here that you can add. We have activated charcoal, beeswax, citric acid, clay, all of them. All right, so we will be adding honey. So you select, and then you choose where you want to add it. So this side, you are going to enter the quantity and then when you want to add it. So this side, I'm going to select teaspoon, and then here I'm going to enter 1, so 1 teaspoon, and then here I'm going to select add at trace. I hope you are following this side. So I've selected a custom additive, which is honey. All right, and I'm adding 1 teaspoon, and I'll add it at trace. Okay, now let's come down to fragrance. So the fragrance, you can actually leave it as it is here. This particular recipe, I'm not going to add fragrance because we are making it for a sensitive skin. All right, so we'll go back and add the second custom additive, which is the oatmeal. So the oatmeal, we'll add 10 grams. So 10, change this to grams, and then I change this to add a trace. So 10 grams, and then we add it at trace. Good. So I'm skipping number 7, which is fragrance, because I'm not going to add fragrance oil. Then we come to the notes. So with the notes, you can skip or you can add something. So for the notes, what I'm going to add is the production date. This actually helps you so that you don't get confused, especially when you are producing on a large scale. So production date. So you enter the date you are going to make the soap. So assuming today, we are making the soap today, then we enter today's date over there. So maybe December 1st. December 1st, 2020. Okay, then we now come to the soap cure duration. So you enter the soap cure duration. So that will be 4 weeks. Then we come to save for use. So when the soap will be ready for use or safe for use. So save for use. Okay, let's just use the save for use. Save for use by, so you enter 4 weeks from that date. So let's just say maybe December 30th. (2020). Okay, now you scroll down, and then one thing I like about this soap making friend is that it gives you everything we've entered is what we have here. The oils we have entered: shea butter, palm kernel oil, sunflower oil, and coconut oil. And the total is 100. That is the total percentage. It's supposed to be 100 always. And then the total grams is 250 grams. Now, the custom additives we have here is honey and oatmeal. So we'll add it at trace. So 1 teaspoon and then 10 grams. Now, this is where it has given us the calculation. So liquid required. The reason they didn't write water over there is because you can always use something in place of water, like milk. You can use milk, aloe vera gel. Okay, so that is why they didn't write water. So it means that we are going to use 68.52 grams of water or liquid. And so this one we can round it up to 69 grams, and then the lye weight is 34.26 grams. So we can also round that up to 35 grams. So our total oil weight is 250 grams. Now, when we finish this, even though we are using 250 grams of oil, This is going to give us a total of 375 grams of soap butter. All right, good. Now, here is the part that I really will help you know if your soap is proper or not. So, the bubbly ladder, okay, if your soap will lather well. So this is the percentage that your soap has. I mean, the recipe we have entered, it will be 20, and then the recommended is 14 to 46. So it means that we are at a safer place. Then the cleansing, okay, if your soap will be cleansing or not. So we have 20 here based on our oils we've entered, and then the recommended is 12 to 22. So it means that we are safe. Then the conditioning of the soap here, so the recommended is 44 to 69, and we have 49, so we are safe. Then the hardness of the soap, the recommended is 29 to 54, and ours is 48, so it's cool. Then the longevity is 25 to 50, and then ours is 28, so it's still all right. Then the creamy lather to 28, the recommended is 16 to 48, so we are okay, we are still within the range. Then the iodine 61, 41 to 70 is the recommended. Okay, then the insulation over here 142, and the recommended is 136 to 165. So you see that when you enter the oils correctly, this will guide you to know if your soap is going to turn out well or not. The recipe properties, okay, everything over here is going to let you know if your soap is going to come out well or not. So in that case, when you look at it, then you correct it. It will help you to correct it before you even make the soap. Now when you scroll down, you see that everything here is green. It means that our soap is okay, like our recipe is fine, what we have entered is fine. So everything is green, assuming that you come down here and some are red, maybe one or two is red, and then the others are green. You have to go back and correct why these ones are red. The ones that are red, you have to correct it so that they will all be green as it is now. Then you know that your soap will be fine. So after that, then we come to, so we save it, and then you can either print it out, screenshot it, or you send it as a PDF file. So this one I'm going to send it as a PDF file. So I'm going to click on the save. Okay, and then I'll click on print. All right, so this is a preview. Okay, so you can see it's so nice. So honey and oatmeal soap is there, the dates is there, the recipe properties are there, the oils we are going to use and their percentages are here, the liquid and the lye we require are also there, and then our additives, our custom additives are also there, and then the notes, that is the production date, soap cure duration, and safe for use date are all there. So you see that it makes it very easier for you. So I'm going to save this as a PDF file, and I'll recopy this in a notebook so that when I'm going to make the soap, the notebook will be beside me and I'll be looking into it how I um it. All right, so that is how to use the soap calculator or the lye calculator. So like I said, you can print it out or you recopy it. That is not everything, just the oils, the percentage of the oils and the grams, and then the lye and the water, so that it will help you, it will guide you when you are making the soap. You remember the grams you are supposed to use. All right, so thank you. I'll see you in the other class.